Empathy had a meaning, and it circulated through the veins of humanity. But we slit our wrists, bled indifference, and drained our already dead hearts, leaving only corpses to tread this earth, because to numb the pain of our suffering is easier than feeling for one another. Letting the young children slaughtered on the daily by sharp hatred utter muted screams of pain as we plug our ears to their crying for help and turn our cheeks towards MTV and Fox News for more triviality. This is what it has come down to: play and futile talks about spirituality while the human race is undergoing works of genocide, the 1% serving as blind guides to the wise who have far too little conviction in the goodness of their deeds. Perhaps the human heart can only feel so much grief, but there is a difference between feeling so much grief and no grief at all as self-defense against the sorrow and heartache. If your heart was meant for the comforts of this world, then maybe you would have felt permanent satisfaction upon receiving its jewels, yet you still have nights of drenched cheeks and lonely feelings because you were never meant to be comfortable here. So carve yourself within others, and let your trays reflect their beauty, mirroring their joys like their sadness. For what is joy if it is not shared? And what is burden if it is not carried in pairs like that of a mother mourning the loss of 8 children, forced to lift the weight of sadness on a back of glass threatening to shatter at the very next strike, like the restless mind of the man who keeps playing in his vivid imagination the scenes of his mother getting raped and his sister beat to death by the same hands that pulled the trigger aiming at his legs, because it would be painful enough to make him want to die but not enough to finish the job. And as he stood there, too weak to fight back, a multitude of tears rolled down his face. He too wished he could numb the pain, flush down the meaning of suffering and hurt and empathy, so he could ignore the fact that at that instant the world would keep going, and imagine that somewhere, somehow, there is a room full of an audience waiting to hear his story with their hearts, to remember and infuse the meaning back into empathy.